In the wise words of that guy from Frozen, yoo-hoo! We have got War 7 today against NEWN, and we are bringing out Cassie for a lot more fun today, and Symbiote makes a return as well, and Hulkling makes an appearance. As we joined this war, a couple of guys went early on, one of which went and torpedoed us and died 4 times on his first or second fight, so we were at a very, very strong disadvantage pretty much before we'd even got underway. I think 11 fights had happened. But anyway, less about that, more about me. We're going for path 9, ignoring Havoc on path 7, going straight to Chee'ilth, and then I've got Gladiator on 42, Manthing on 43, and after a last minute change of plan we also went for Shathra boss by the mighty Professor Fintech. So that was fun, but until then we go to Serpent on 9, which we've all seen before. I haven't done it for a little while, and I forget to put on a Power Start 1 boost. I also don't have Mordo, so we start this fight with, I think it's just 1 bar, not even that, so we're just going to have to dance around and just be patient. Yeah, the first couple of fights here are very much a lesson in how to be patient and try and how to keep your cool and not panic. There we go, my power has built up now to 3 bars. I'm just going to wait for my genetic charges, which now are at 100, and we are good to start the fight. So yeah, not doing anything for our time at this point, but now we're in control. Mordo would have been irrelevant now, and we can just do our thing. This felt like a really tiny Serpent. The last couple of times I've killed him against NEWN, it was a big rank 3, as have been most of the other Serpents I've come across in my last few attempts. So this guy had less than 300k health. Arguably the 6-star is a better defender, because the immortality thing at the end does last a lot longer, so you have to mess around a bit more and deal with them, but it's all good. So far he hasn't thrown a single special. I did plan on trying to get the special 2 in, but I'm obviously getting too much power. This one won't get me as much power back, but he didn't give me my opening. And of course he can just throw the SP3, which we know is going to merely tickle. Should have thrown my relic instead, but that's okay. I'm really not concerned. It's just a case of wait for the fight to end. I did throw my relic. So, moving on to Wiccan on node 18. This time I remember the Power Start 1 boost, and I'm getting ahead of myself because we're not there yet. Did a lot of practicing with this. Wiccan with Cassie can be quite tricky. The spacing I've found only works when he's against the wall, and you have to time it to perfection. And the start of this fight went really, really poorly. And again, I just had to keep calm, keep patient, wait to compose myself after getting beaten up, as you'll see, and then we will get the fight under control. I also obviously don't want to parry him, that will get me incinerated, even though I will be incinerated once the timer ends shortly. Excuse me. The next time with them. He's not going to the corner anywhere as quick as I would like. And then we a combo, and just completely did not mean to fire my special 1 there, which is now completely wasted. Got it back already, and now we can start our rotation. So, as I said, it only works when he's against the wall, and I have it's a dex back, and then we dash in once he dashes back in the middle of the air. So yeah, very quickly, once we get into our rhythm, we are smashing him down. And this felt really, really satisfying. It's always nice when you practice and kind of make the spacing up as you go along and find a nice formula, and it pays off. And yeah, battered and bruised. As I said, once we got our rhythm, he went down very, very easily, which he's probably used to doing. Anyway, moving on to Chee'ilth with Hulkling. To be completely honest, I didn't use Cosmic Power Back boosts here because I still had kept my Mystic one active and I wanted to keep that active for the next fight. And I knew that I didn't really need it here. It would have obviously helped probably halve the fight time, but we did okay. Again, this is just wait for my openings, try not to hit her too much. Unlike Zemo, it's no problem if she goes on blockable or cleanses or whatever, because I'm not going to get rooted. The Zemo one, I very nearly found myself blushing the last war. This one is completely fine, much safer. Still need to be very careful. I don't want to get tagged because I will bleed lots. Whoops. I'm not too worried about this fight. It's my only Hulkling fight of the war, so it doesn't really matter if I take some damage here. Bish, bash, and a mild degree of bosh. Again, she's down very easily. We can move on to Node 42 Gladiator, which I'd have probably preferred to use Absman here. This was not an ideal symbiote fight. We do use the Power Start 1 boost, but Gladiator isn't going to be getting enough buffs for me to fuel me up. Plus I think he goes immune to Nullify or whatever. Can't quite remember. I need to read up on his kit, but he's not the best symbiote duel, especially on this node with power efficiency. But we get it done. I also ideally want to keep him to special 1. I'm not great at full dexing the special 2 and avoiding the incinerate, as you'll see. This is a very. I think this was my slowest fight of the entire war, actually, and the sole reason that this entire video is over 15 minutes long. I'm really sorry. Please don't get bored because the fights are really good. Maybe not this one so much. This is a lot of dancing around and waiting. I threw him down a little bit early there. I wanted to wait for my 100 charges, which weren't kicking in, so we just threw and started because I didn't want to waste the protection, even though I could have just waited. Patience is not always my forte, as many of my teammates will testify with too. And of course we lose all our blessings already, but another special 3 will get them back, and I'm very aware that I've barely done any damage. Nothing like getting punched in the face and then getting set on fire. Now we make a dent in him, and we're eventually kind of slowly getting into a bit of a routine here. And as you can see, I'm just not building up power anywhere near as quickly as I'd like, and it's a little bit of a struggle. But closing stages now, I'm not worried, and we can get him down. So that's the, in my opinion, the hardest fight I've had this war. More because it's just annoying. And we can move on to Manthing on 43, which I've done once or twice now. He's really satisfying. It's a very easy fight. Another fun Cassie duel. And I can finally get rid of my horse, not have to worry anymore about my mystic power back. Not that I need it, because we're only using special ones for the rest of the war. I'm going to start having to do these Cassie wars in two halves. They just take up too much space on my phone. I need a new phone. Get punched in the face at the start. This wasn't my smoothest effort with Cassie for Manthing, but effective and tanky nonetheless. At this point, I was pretty sure that my war was over, as my teammate was going to take Shathra boss. But we ended up kind of in a winning position, which turned into a loss, despite the winning position, despite the bad start. And yeah, this was things as they stood. It was still early days as far as I was concerned, but then we sort of lost grip on it. Pressure was off. No longer needed to play for time because it was a loss for us. So my mate was like, yeah, you take it, like, it's all good. I could do with not going for it. So I'd really wanted this from the start of the war anyway. So, FinTech, let's go. Again, this was something I'd practiced during the day and felt quite good in myself in that I'd pretty much just learnt the spacing and was taught myself. It's very satisfying when you teach yourself, and you know there's not really any other guides or seen much of it out there. She's a really cool champ. I've been really excited for her to come out in the game, and sadly she's just a ship defender, but that's fine. I'm more than okay with that. The thing to be careful of is that her special one takes 3 to 5 business working days, and you have to be careful trying to miss all of it with Cassie, because you are just going to burn through your fuel. So fortunately it's equally easy to dex, and so it becomes very easy to find the balance and just judge it for yourself, know when to miss and know when to just simply dex back. And we are building up the stings thick and fast. And she's not she's got about 900k health. This is a rank 3 7-star on a boss node, but otherwise she's definitely not the tankiest champ in the game. So she's very easily chipping herself down. The other little bonus for this at the start is, as I said, because there was an original plan we were going to go with somebody else, there were Odin pre-fights placed on here, which is great for Cassie. Being immune gave me Pim charges at the start, which was just a nice little bonus. I'd build them up quick enough in the fight anyway. I do get tagged there. Her heavy is like 3 dashbacks or something, and it has quite a far reach. So I do need to be careful of that. Approaching the end now. And I think it's going to be my relic that kills her off, and that is a really satisfying end to my war, despite this war overall being absolute shit. But GG's nonetheless. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye!